check the lines of the bike. It goes like whoosh. Handlebars, the bars down here, and the sissy bar on the back disrupted this natural flow of the bike. Oh, geez, that was not tight at all. That's kind of scary. What do you think? On or off? This thing's gonna either fall over on me or something. Uh-oh. Well, that wasn't ideal. Good thing I moved. I knew better than that. I want to enjoy this bike. And if I get too deep into trying to restore this thing, it's never gonna happen. Oh, I feel so dirty. And I'm sure everybody's out there like, what? You're an idiot. Yeah, I am. Would it look better if I did it the right way? Yeah, it would. But am I doing it the right way? No, I'm not. So let's just say that my time is worth $20 an hour. By the time that I cleaned these all up, I'd be a couple hours into it. These new were $48. So I'm gonna use these. Got my bucket sanding tools, and I know you're not gonna believe me. I do know how to do this the right way. There's a little bit of an issue. Aside from the New Balance shoes, the knurling is right here, about 3 fingers apart. Oh, it's a good 5. At least have handlebars on it so I can hold on to it when it decides to fall over. That won't happen. Oh. Do this. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Look, off the bead. This says tubeless. Definitely looking at a tube. Right there. See that little thing? Tube. So maybe these tires wouldn't have blown on me. They're not good, but that's why they've lasted. I'm gonna end up killing this rim. Since those have a tube in them, I think what I'm gonna do is put them back together, put the shocks back on it so I can get this on the ground. I can get the exhaust off because right now the jack's in the way of the exhaust. That's pretty clean now. This is even a mild version of hydrochloric acid. Still not something that you want to just screw around with. It kind of looks speckled where the corrosion was, and I'm okay with that. I think it's kind of unique and interesting. Or it's just me being lazy, I don't know. And pull that center stand down. It was stuck, but now it's good. There. Now I can get the exhaust off of it. Ow. Pull it toward you. Alright. These are rustier than I thought they were. That's good. But this screw's no good. It's completely worn out. Yeah. That's not supposed to be there. I know. So we're going to hammer that out. You go the opposite direction than what the damage was. So there's the damage, and you can see it. Hold on. This isn't flat, though, so we're going to have to try and then sort of roll it as we're hammering it. This right here, we probably can't get with that hammer. I have actual tools for this, but we'll just use basic stuff. So we're going to take this to start in the middle and hammer that down. You don't have to hit it hard, but you watch what the metal's doing, not anything else.
We are officially hitting major flood stage.
Having a business or home so close to the river you expect it to flood, but not to the levels we have seen this week.
We expect that's gonna flood, but I never seen it this high.
Crazy. I know it looks like a lot has changed, but I really just put handlebars on, finished painting things black. And I know I said I wasn't going to make everything black, and then I got into it and stuff was just, it wasn't that great. Put on some of this fiberglass heat loom. Also just added some really cheap wire loom in places. And other than that, the only thing I've done is I sanded the tank. Now the slate onto the tank.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty messed up. Maybe I should have painted it. Well, that wasn't fun. This taught me something about myself, and I'm not good at vinyl. I'm not patient with vinyl. And I could get probably a very similar quality out of the original tank. And that kind of plays into what I'm already doing with the bike, so I might as well just go that route anyway. I'm a better painter than I am a vinyl putter-oner, clearly. I've already gone through the process of hitting this with a degreaser. When it comes to cleaning things before painting or even vinyl, doesn't matter what you do, you want to make sure that's nice and clean so you get that good bond between your surface and whatever else. Now, you'd be surprised that, well, this is actually very clean. I told you I've already cleaned it a couple times. You'd be surprised at what ends up there. And no, not all cleaners can take off the same thing. So you want to go over it multiple times with different things. Maybe even some acetone, something like that. Great. You done, Wind? Make sure your paint's all nice and shaken. Or as us millennials say, shooketh. Shooketh? What makes this successful and makes it to where you don't get any runs is laying down an initial coat that's nice and light. What I'm after, in theory, is just a layer that everything else can bind to, adhere to nicely after. Now, resist the temptation to try to do it all in one coat. Your second, your third coats, whatever, are going to be where you make this look good. And you can see maybe from the angle all these little imperfections in the paint. And a lot of those are going to be hidden. Probably. Probably not, actually. All right, I'm going to choose to do a third coat. You see some of these scratches and gouges in the paint, but also not just because of that. You see how it's nice and glossy right here, if I can get it on camera. You see, like right where my finger is pointing. Right there, it's nice and glossy. But when you start to look a little down here, it sort of clouds up. So it's not flat. It's not nice and even. Maybe I just went a little light as I got down towards the bottom. Without wet sanding and buffing, which probably I'm not gonna do, I think that's as good as it's gonna be. Cool. They make a tool for this, by the way. Cut it a little long. Fold it under. Fold it again. And there we go. Everything's ready. Got my zip tie up here so I don't have to hold the clutch in, while I'm trying to get it to start. Dumped a little bit of gas in there, not too much. And I only spilled a little, that's good. I don't want to flood it. Whoa. Kinda scared me. I do think that maybe, just maybe, our throttle's a little on the high side. If you can hear me, what had happened is that this had backed out, my adjustment. There we go. So now we're right at 1500. Let's see if it does things. It runs, it rides. I got some tuning to do. And it just wasn't gonna look great if you got up on it and looked at it.